Welcome to Yeshiva Daf, Shir sponsor Louis Nishmat Sam Yaakov Lab Basitzchok. We're holding over the Zara Daf Kov Ches. We're starting in Daf Chav Zayin base, one line before the end of the Amud. Amar Rabba Babachanu Abichanon Kol Mako Shemechalim Uleas Shabbos Ein Misrapi Meh. The rule is you cannot heal from a goy, according to this man the Amar, anything which is a mako of Chilul Shabbos. If you could do Chilul Shabbos, then that means it's sakana, and therefore you can't do it because they can kill you. But if it's not sakana, you could. As Rashi points out, he doesn't hold like a beauty that said in yesterday's daf that even healing the wound that comes after drawing blood is something that you can do. That's how Rashi learns. Tais over here says it's not a machlekes. And we're talking about here b'choil sheyesh b'sakana. B'choil sheyesh b'sakana. So there it depends if as Tais brings is to mention the sentence. So we can't go to him because they're going to go and they're going to say, "Oh, you know why he died? Not because I did something wrong, not because of malfunction. He died because he was about to die." So they have an excuse, but if not, you could do it, and that's why that says mechal. Oh, it was too good to be true. Too many days, too good to be true. So, yeah. So he says that the chodesh is b'sakana you can't heal, and Toys was the same. Maybe it's not a machlekes. But say them.
What's she doing? Chav Zayin?
Chav Zayin based in the bottom last line. Okay. Says the Gemara. Chav Zayin would base in the bottom last line. Says the Gemara of Yikadam yourself saying, Omar Rabba Bachanu Marichanon Kol Mako Shel Chalol Ein Mishapi Mehem. Every Mako of Chalol you can't heal. So first one says any Mako the Chilul Shabbos. The other one says Mako Shel Chalol. What's Chalol? Chalol means internal in the mouth. You go inside. Anything inside the body you can't do. Maybe now what's the between the two? The top of the hand, the top of the leg. That anything that's the top of the hand or top of the leg is considered to be secharas nefashos. You could do chilul Shabbos for it, and that is and that's why here you have a chilul. If you're saying only makash chalul, whatever is internal, that's not internal; it's external. If you say whatever you do chilul Shabbos, so that will be included.
Doctor, that makes sense to you, top of the hand, top of the leg.
Sometimes.
The growth is different.
Omar Zucho Batuvi Omarav. Kol mako shetzricho oimen mechalim alayas Shabbos. Anything that you need to have an oimen to check, will he live or die? Not so sure if he's going to make it. Yeah, so you do chilul Shabbos. Omar Shemin Barabo Avichanon Vaishato Tzamirto, which means a certain type of fever. Kemako shechol dai mechalim alayas Shabbos. It's considered to be an internal sickness, and you do chilul Shabbos. Where is considered to be internal? Internal starts from where? Starting from the lips. From the lips inward, it's considered to be Maka Shechol, you do Chilul Shabbos. And after Chilul Shabbos, right? Anything which is internal, you can do Chilul Shabbos. What about the teeth? In the teeth over here, we have what is it? It says Shini is teeth. What is Kochi? Rashi says that that's the gums that the teeth are sitting on. And Tais disagrees. Tais says to talk about two different types of teeth, the big ones and the small ones. What's the question? Because they're hard, considered to be external. And it's inside the mouth. So what is considered to be? Is that considered to be something you do chilul Shabbos or not? The Gemara has a question. Toshma, let's learn. It says in Masechet Shabbos, someone who has pain in his teeth, he should not drink vinegar for healing purposes. Because he has a little bit of pain, not a real pain. But if it really, really hurts him, so then the din is shofar dami. So they want to know, maybe this Tana calls, he's not so makbid to say koyev is in pain. Choishish means he uses the word choishish to describe pain. Toshma Rabbi Yechonun chash bit savdino. So what's savdino, as Rashi says, it's also in the teeth. Choyle shinaim ubelaz mishko. Okay, some kind of sickness in the teeth. Also, this we saw this Maseches Yuma. Also, Gabei Daima Truniso went to this important Goyish woman. Avdo Chamsho Mali Shabbos. She did on Thursday and Friday healing. Amalei Machar Mai. What about tomorrow? Amalei Litzrichas. You're not going to eat tomorrow. You're going to be already okay. Itzarich Lumai, which I do tomorrow. I can't come to you. It's Shabbos. Amalei Shtabali Delay Migalis. Give me a shvur that you won't reveal to anybody this healing. I'm going to tell it to you, but I don't want you to tell to anybody else. Ishtabala gave a shvur. I'm not going to reveal to Hashem. So she thought it meant I'm not revealing to Hashem. I'm not going to reveal to anybody. Kalile, she went and revealed to him. The next day he went to, when he gave the shear, he got up and said, I just want to give you the healing process for this type of sickness. This is what you do. He said a shvur that he's not going to reveal it. He just said, I'm not giving it to say to Hashem. But the Am Yisrael I will say. He told her right after he said it, he says, I just want to tell you, I just tricked you. Because I said that, like, the Yisrael,
that's not chilul.
So that's less of chilul. So the Gemara,
it's more of a chutzpah. You're telling somebody, I tricked you and I'm going to tell people.
Yeah, they say chilul Hashem is that they saying that you said something which is a lie. I never said a lie. Hi, why did you trick? So in Gemara Yom we learned that we shouldn't bring because she was keeping this as a secret to take money from people that couldn't pay. So he wanted to go and reveal it because she was doing something wrong. She was taking advantage of people that were sick and
she
people
won't
that
help anybody else in the future now.
But she knew that one thing that they needed, but it's something that still needs beer. So then, what do you see from here? Right? I mean, you see that even though it's in the teeth, it considered to be makar shechal because he could do it on Shabbos. It starts in the teeth, it goes down to the stomach, and it's a sickness. It's not a teeth sickness. It really only starts in the teeth, it really reaches the stomach. My simoni, how are you going to know that sickness is over there? Rami midi bekoch. He put something between the teeth. And there will be blood coming between the teeth. You put something there, and right away blood comes. That shows that the sickness is there. How does the sickness start? So now the Gemara is shifting into refuahs that we remember from Maseches Gittin and Perek Mishah Chazoi. We have now a daf, which is in a similar theme, going through the refuahs of Shas. Mikiriri kiriri dechiti umichamimi chamimi deseari. From the cold of wheat and from the hot of barley. Umishiyuri kasadar sono, and from the leftovers of the kasadar sono, which is a type of dish that you put with fish and oil. My avdale, what is the healing process that she told him? Right? It's water of brand water, the shemen zayis, oil, olive oil, melech and salt. That was not the healing. But it was mishcho de avzo begad for de avzo. Talk about oil coming from a geese in the gadfa, in the wing of the geese, and that's it. I did all this. Wait, sorry, I did it. What didn't help me? Until this Ishmael told me, you should bring a pit of an olive. They did not grow a third. The kalinu amarachat, and burn it on an axe, metal. The dovdik beidadari, put it in between the teeth. Avdi achi b'tzoy, that healed me. So what did you do that? How did he even go to this matroniso? He's not allowed to go to matroniso for anything which is internal sickness. So he was on Mukhashuv. And Mukhashuv, they don't want to kill him. So we have Avoda, Mukhashuv will be Ramli, Yaakov, Mino, Somo, Ashoke. Avoda was a Mukhashuv. And Yaakov Mino, Yaakov the Min, put some kind of a cream on his thigh. Now Rami Asi that he came and took it out, Pascal Shaki would cut his foot off. So what do you see? You see that the other rabbi, even though it's other chashuv, they try to kill him. Says the Gemara, the Rabbi Yochanan, the Giyus over here is Shani Rabbi Yochanan, Roife Mumcha. But Rabbi Yochanan, she was a very famous doctor. She didn't want to ruin her reputation. But there are Avoda, I'm Roife Mumcha. Also, Yaakov Mino is a Mumcha. Shari Avoda, Mukri Be Mini Rashari Tabuz Navshi Plishtim. By him, they were willing to sacrifice themselves just to get rid of him, because they hated him. So they did more of a sacrifice. Mashenkin, maybe not. The Yochanan was special. Avoda was special that they wanted to kill him. They wanted to get rid of him. He caused too many sorrows. Just to point out here, and this may be the Shom Machshav on this daf, is that Yis Yaakov Mino is mentioned in the previous daf as well. But Tosis Daf Yitzayin says it's not the same Yaakov Mino. Two different Yaakov Minos. One belongs to the previous daf, one is over here. And one of the Rishonim brings that the Yaakov Mino before was trying to use all kinds of different religious things. And here we're talking about Roife Mumcha. He was a real doctor. And as Ramosha showed me yesterday, that Yaakov Mino in previous daf, the Yeshiva says that he was using Christian healing, and this is what brought the Ramban, and the Mecham himself, Shabbos also brings it. He was saying the name of Yoshke in order to save him, and that's what Rabbi Shmuel did not allow him to save himself. That's what happened before. And Rabbi Shmuel's nephew died. That was in the previous daf. This Yaakov Mino is different Yaakov Mino, even though it says the same name. Interesting thing to find out a little more information about this Yaakov Mino, which is already mentioned the third time in the Masechta.
Well, the priest that quotes the Yaakov Yeshkar Tanya.
What?
They say there we refer to them yesterday that refer to Yaakov Yeshkar Tanya.
Yeah.
Here just calls him Yaakov.
Mino. Yeah, so Tosis Daf Yudzayin, if you want to look, Tosis, because the Gemara in Daf Yudzayin says that remember that Rabbi Kiva, that Rabbi Lazar was mitzvahs leminus, the story of this leminus, and he said, "Why was I caught for minus?" So Rabbi Kiva, Rabbi Kiva told him, "Remember, you once went in the market and you met this Yaakov, and he told you Advar Torah, and you're very happy with it." So there is called Yaakov Ish Kfar Sachni. So Tosis says, "Ain't the Yaakov Mino of Dav Kaf Ches," because that's somebody else. He didn't live so long, but it means it's the one that Chazan base. So he says the Yaakov Yechezkel over here is not. You're right. It was a different name that's mentioned. Okay. Omar Shmuel, Hai Pedaoso. What is Pedaoso? It's a wound that comes from a sword. I mean, a sword that stabs him. Sakante, it's a sakana. Umechalim uleas the Shabbos. Why? That's probably because of like today when you have metal, it causes inflammation, right? Maya suso. What's the healing? Lemifsak damo, to stop the blood. Too much blood. Tachle bechalo. Tachle is shcholim. I don't know how to translate shcholim in English.
Stitches.
No, shcholim is some kind of a vegetable. Challah is vinegar.
Soaked in vinegar.
What?
Drink grass. One should drink grass. C-R-E.
Crest is shcholim. Okay. So you put it. You just put the shcholim into vinegar. La suke, to heal. Gardo diablo, it's the name of a grass. And you put that, Kadiablo, the Girdo d'Asano. It's another thing, it's another piece of the tree of the sneh. Or Mikro Mikalkilto. Or you take you from worms that the rooster takes from the garbage. Okay? So that's the healing. Omar Safra Ha'invoso. What's invoso? Invoso means like a boil that is in the body.
Grape.
But it's what?
Grape blood.
It has the shape of a grape, right? Parvanoko de malocha de moise, meaning it's the shliach of Malach HaMoves, meaning it's dangerous. Maya susu will be the healing. Tigno biduvsho, you take this grass called tigno and you put it in honey. Or another option is karpaso betilio. Karpaso, Rashi brings the laz, which is afil. don't know what he says over there.
Parsley.
What?
Parsley.
Parsley, okay. Maybe I'm curious to know if art school and him fit each other. But you put it betelia and a very strong wine. While you're preparing that, you bring a regular grape, which that it looks similar to this boil. Put it on it. You put a white grape if the boil is pale. Put a red grape if the boil is red or black. Amar Rava, I simto. Simto is a nefach ha'oimid ba'adam, some kind of a boil, also some kind of a
Abscess.
what?
Abscess.
Abscess called it. Okay. It's also pavanoko d'isha, so that's a shliach of fire, meaning it's coming from some heat. Ma'asuso l'michye shitin itkatule. You hit it with makos etzva. Makos etzva means like you do like that. You hit it with your finger. V'likroi shtiverev, open it up by cutting it shtiverev. That's only if it did not become white on top. So that means it's already healing. Rabbi Yaakov Chash, he felt what? That Yechezkel base, bepiko. Piko, Rashi says piatabas means in the body. In his piatabas in
Rectangle.
what?
Rectangle.
In the rectum.
Hemorrhoid.
So what do they teach you how to fix it? Lacy shev bini. Bini is pits, seeds of a halo tulno, which is the type of
Red aloe.
okay. He should put it in on the pieces of the baguette which are in the neck. And put it on top of the place. So if you line near a barco, you should put it on top of the top of it here. The tomishli benatfo, you should put it into natfo. How do you translate natfo? I think it's wax, right? Benatfo chivro. I think it's wax. Velikale and burn it. And then he'll put it on that place where he has on the rectum. I've been doing as he's waiting. Lacy kashiso dasano, which is a pit of this fruit. Leinech piko ladipiko. You should put the edge, the crack that you have in the seed, towards the crack that he has in his body. That's the more top one, which you can reach. Pikatato, the lower one, which you can't reach. Mai lacy tarbo detzifarto. You take the chayla, the fat of a seira, of a goat that didn't give birth, to le'aftoch, that means it didn't give birth. Ve'lifshar, you melt it in the fire. Ve'lish debei, put in there. Ve'lo, you can't do that. Ealing, you should do something else. Le'si tlas tarfo koro, the miyapshe betulo. You should take 3 leaves of diluim, of gourds, that were dried in the shadow. Velikli, and burn it. Velivdur line, put it on it. Veloi, if that doesn't work, or they didn't have that option, leisi mishakti chalzoini. It's a top of a chilozoin, top of a snail. Veloi maisi mashach kiro. You should take the olive oil with the wax. Velinkud b'shachkei the kidno, and you should put it into clothing of kidno. Kidno means cotton, or it means pishtum is flax. Bekaito in the summer, v'da'ama gufno, and of wool, besitua in the winter. In other words, he should in the summer he should be a little cool off, and in the winter he should let it heat it up. Say that. So how was that before? Ravo chash b'oidni. He had pain in his ear. Or really have Yochanan v'Amar Rabbi Yosho, either Rabbi Yochanan told him, or Rabbi Yismasho, my or really what he told him, Kiadam Abayar Maliyem lo yivri kulyoso, the kulyo, which is the kidney, right?
Kidney,
Yeah, the kidney. Elo loinu, it's for the ear. That's what it's made for. The doctor Minuma told me, Kulu shakinu, all liquids, kosher loinu, they're bad for the ear. The varmi mighty kulyos, except the water of the kidney, which is good for the ear. Leisi kulyoso de barcho karcho, take the kidney of a goat which doesn't have any wool, right? That's what it's called karchos. It's bald. You cut it open. Put it on a fire. Now the water is basically melt from it. Sorry, you should put it in the ear. Look, it should not be too cold, not be too hot, and I'm sure it should be lukewarm. If not, you take the fat of a type of worm, which is big. Leaf short, let it melt. Put it into here. Mishra oil. Have it shaped. Tiloso de aspasto. You should put 7 leaves that come from the wheat. The lacy shufoto the tumo. You should take the leaves of the onion. The lesu barko bechad reisho. You should put it into pot. You should put the barko, which is like the hair, in one side. Put fire in it. The reisho, the other side, musva boy, they put it into the ear. You should put his ear towards the fire. To start the fire, Miziko should be careful with the wind. The fire should not hit, not burn his ear. And then you take it from one ear, put it in the other ear, and that's how you correct it. What should you do if he doesn't have the solution we said before? You should take 7 we said before, the 7 leaves. He put on it oil of aspasto. One side you should put on fire, the other side into the ear. They put in one ear to the other ear. If he's doing music, make sure for the wind that should not burn his ear. The lacy udro, or the bach is various udro de gado, which is what udida de loy mashkif. I don't know what that means. It's some colored. What? Wool that was colored.
That's not being common.
That was right. It was enoch chavut b'shemen. It wasn't cleaned up. Fenanach beish put on him. Benitli lo'oidnei. You can put the ear towards the fire. And should be careful with the wind. That the fire should not reach his ear. If not, leits to guvato de kanyo atiko bar mea shonim. He should take like some kind of a loop of a kanyo, which is a reed or shape of a reed, which is old, 100 years old. Should put in it salt, which looks like a stone. Should burn it, and stick it to the ear. What is the siman over here? So Rashi says the color of fuso and now shavos to kol choizois, not all for the ear. We mentioned many healings for the ear. So the one that has in it liquid, so then you put it into a dry ear, and the ones which are dry, you put it into sickness has to do with lecho, with some moist or some kind of infection in the ear. This is a hard thing to understand, but the Pshat is sometimes the ears, that's the Gemara also brings in Masechet Shabbos, that the ears sometimes fall. The ears fall from their place. You have to bring it back up. Something we don't have today. Tani of Shua by Yehuda Biyad, you can do it with your hand, the blood Basam now with the medicine. If you do it with the hand, you may damage yourself. If you have an eye that goes out from its place, I don't know exactly what it means in today's medicine, but it's trying to push out from its place. You're allowed to put koil, used to put this cream on it on Shabbos. So maybe it means if you already have the refuah ready, so you're not preparing it on Shabbos, so you're just doing this, you can do on Shabbos. To actually do shchiyas simonim, which is the Yisur, go through Sharabim, which is the Yisur deraisa, now you can't do it. In other words, Yisur derabbanan allowed to do, not Yisur deraisa. To fix that, you can do it even in Yisur deraisa. He also really allowed to go and put this coil, this cream on the iron Shabbos. So he said, oh, who's going to listen to Yehuda who's Mechel Shabbos? It's Chil Shabbos, not going to do it. So Shmuel by Yehuda had pain in his eye. Sholech lei, Shori Yosef, can I do it or not? Sholech lei lekulam, Shori lei didich osir. So everybody can do it, you can't, because you made fun. You said that I'm Mechal Shabbos. So you basically said that you think this is Chil Shabbos, you can't do it. Now he's giving a musar. You think I just made it up myself? The Mashmuel, it came from Mashmuel. Why? There was this maid servant in the house of Shmuel. She had this pain in the eye, this sickness in the eye. She was screaming. She did not. Nobody listened to her. And her eye went out somehow, and she died. She died from it. This eye is trying to go out. Again, I don't know if the article explains in terms of which sickness it is today. Mutar lekoichlo b'Shabbos. The eyes connect to the heart. The source of the eye connects to the heart. Right? The veins of the eye connect to the heart. So what is Kigun? I mean, which chayli of the eye we could go and do Chil Shabbos? Omar Yudah could go in Riro Ditzo Domo Dim Oso Vekitcho Vetchulos Uchlo. In other words, he brings here a list of sicknesses. Ditzo is something stuck into the eye. Kitcho is it gets very hot. That's Kotcho. Vetchulos Uchlo means in the beginning of the sickness. The end of the sickness, which is already being healed, and in Petzucheino, when he wants to go just to make a better sight, that's something that you cannot do on Shabbos.
Contact lenses then?
What?
Contact lenses?
No, this is not. We're talking about Birufur. It's not called Birufur. Okay, just to mention that in general, we have a discussion. We speak about Refuas that we mentioned in the Gemara. The discussion, the Hartman bring, the Rishonim already bring, that all the refuahs that mentioned in Shas is not for us. Similar to what we said before, Nishtanu Tvoim regarding all the things. So also we say that the world changed, we do not use these refuahs. And how the Rabbah is brought down, the refuahs have to do, these refuahs are not natural refuahs. That's why. It's not because it's a natural way of medicine. This is refuahs that have to do with some kind of a supernatural things. And that's why it's brought down in the Gemara. This is one of the Yeshidas. The Gemara always mentions, we speak about different scientific things. That we speak about science, we speak about nature, we speak about these things. What's the Nikud? The Nikud is that the Gemara is not a science book. So why do we bring these things? So one thing when we speak about refuahs, it's not a refuah that's a medicine book. We're talking about things which are a little bit they belong to some inyanim that have to do with lachashim and some kind of simonim, some things that are supernatural. So that's why it doesn't belong to us. We're not in that level to be able to do it today. We'll stop over here, continue to raise the ship from here tomorrow.
There's holistic medicine.
Oh.
So this is holistic. The creams and
It's holistic.